Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speak Podcast, where ideas meet actions and conversation leads to changes. This is Shreya, your host for today's podcast. Today's episode is a special one because we are not just speaking about the global changes but about the SDG goals, which are Sustainable Development Goals. These are the 17 goals which are not just about the global checklist, but these are the promises to not leave no one, everyone behind, and to protect our planet and make it a healthy, safe space. To unpack this promise today, joining us we have Mr. Anil Gupta sir and Mrs. Ritu ma'am, founder of ARC, a leading voice for sustainability and educators about SDGs. Welcome, sir, and welcome, ma'am, to our today's podcast. It is a very special podcast for me because it is all about SDG. So, how we can contribute to our environment and to our earth to protect it. And to know more about it in detail, I would like to know your views and your thoughts on the questions.
It's a pleasure to be here. I was not expecting that I will get to talk about sustainable development goals in Balia, which not many have heard of. So it's my pleasure to be here to learn so much from your community. I can see that there are farms all around, so I'm very pleased to be here to be in this community. My background is in education. I was a teacher. I was also into publishing, and that is when I got inspired about the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So my journey begins from there, from a classroom where I was teaching, and I had this sudden urge to take learning of the students beyond math, science, and social sciences. I felt that the space of education had to talk about life skills, had to prepare children for the challenges of tomorrow. And that urge was so strong that I decided to dedicate my life to it.
And thank you, Shreya, for having us here. I'm Anit Gupta, and I'm very happy to talk more about sustainability, more about what we can do as a world, we can do as a community, what changes do we need to bring in our lives. Uh, and my background is not in education, not in sustainability. I was in the corporate for many years, but then there came a moment of epiphany where I said, what am I doing with my life? I need to do something more meaningful. And that's when Ritu had this amazing concept of talking about and educating kids about sustainability. And that's when I changed my path.
So let's start with our very first question to know more about your side. So first question is like, what thought came into your mind, or what incident took place that you thought to start ARC or educate students about SDGs?
As I said, I was in the corporate, and my moment of epiphany came when Ritu came up with this concept of educating kids about sustainability. So I was trying to find more meaning in my life, and this really struck a chord with me. I said, "This is what exactly I want to do," and we started on this journey uh, of educating first teachers and educators about how to integrate SDGs in their daily classrooms, how to integrate climate change education in their daily classrooms. And then there was a requirement to talk more about what should be taught to the students. And so we came out with books and more content on sustainability. So that has been my journey.
My story starts in a classroom. I was an educator of English. I was teaching middle school students. It started all with a small experiment. I used to run class teachers' periods which were about emotional learning of social emotional learning of students. And I felt that my students were not engaged in that conversation, was not really making a difference because they were not really able to empathize. So empathy was lacking in my classroom. And when I got introduced through my readings and through some contacts to SDGs, and I created some content, so as I said, it was an experiment, and took it to my students. Suddenly, I felt that the conversations were lifted. There was more engagement from the students. There was that empathy element, and the bubble that they had been living in had been shattered. So that was something that really encouraged me to not restrict it to one classroom and take it to all classrooms in the world. So that's when I decided to take this leap of faith.
Yeah, I also agree that it's important in a classroom so that it could be two-sided conversation with the students and it could lead a bigger impact. So, from your conversation only, when I attended the session, the next question arised with in my thought that if like you both have done the education from abroad as the anchors read a profile, so I want to ask this question that does it really impact students from doing the questions from doing the education abroad, does it really changes this mindset or way of thinking, or is it same as doing education in our home country?
Very good question. I think it really depends, but I would say that going and understanding different cultures is very important. So studying abroad is very important from my perspective because it just opens up your horizon. It opens up your thought process. And when you look at all the things from different perspectives, your vision becomes more meaningful and more impactful. So I think if given a choice, yes, students should study in different cultures, different countries, try to embrace those cultures, understand what is happening. If not through study, then through travel, through research work, through internships. I think everyone should go around the world and see what is happening around.
My opinion is similar. I think that the resilience that we should all have comes from change. And it can be a change of any kind. If you have studied in various schools, you will become a stronger personality. If you have traveled many countries, you will learn to embrace diversity. You will be comfortable with people from different nationalities, from different religions, from different communities in the world. So, embracing diversity, which can come in many forms, working with the underserved, changing schools, traveling to different nations, will really build your perspective, and that is something I would strongly endorse.
As a student, we use many things like papers and plastic, so we can't reduce it to that level. But as a student, how can we take smaller steps to change it and achieve our SDG goals?
Okay, every small action matters. So never underestimate the value of an individual action. So the small change that you are doing today, you do not know it's impacting many around you. And students are an important agent of change because they are impacting generations after them and generations before them. So it's very good that students make those small changes which is impacting their families, their communities. And we talk about carbon shadow a lot. So the carbon shadow is that when you make a change or when you bring a change in the take a meaningful action for the environment and talk about it and take pride in it, the others are also inspired to do it. So that shadow, from 1 it becomes 5, from 5 it becomes 15, from 15 it becomes millions in no time.
I think we talked about a lot of things. So, as a student, you can adopt a lot of things. So, for example, we talked about wrapping gifts in old newspapers. I think all the students today pledged that they will do that. So, that this will bring a cultural change in Banya. And when it starts here, it will then impact other communities. These students are doing something great. These are small actions you can take. Second action we talked about was always carrying your own bag whenever you go out for shopping. Don't take a plastic bag. Another action we talked about was carrying your own water bottles. So don't buy plastic bottles. All these small actions and small steps really bring a big change in the world.
Small changes can make a big effect. So I would also implement in my daily routine from nowadays, and I will tell it about tell it about to my family and my friends also. So here is the next question, which about I'm very excited and curious to know that if you had to rank only 3 SDGs from all the 17 SDGs present, which one would you rank and according to your personal choice, and why would you rank it?
Wow, that's a good question.
What do you want to go ahead?
Perhaps we have the same.
The first one is the
yeah.
same choice.
So climate change is the topmost. It's urgent. It's something that's beyond repair already to a large extent. So that's the call to action. We just can't wait anymore. We've waited far too long. The climate is changing. We are seeing everyday examples. We saw in Uttarkashi today. So that is something we have to take action for, and we can't just keep talking about it or making policies around it. So urgent action is needed for that goal.
And I would say the second one for me is partnership for the goals. So uh, there is a very strong impact in the world when people join hands. And that is why all of us have to join hands to bring a change in the world. We always somehow in our education system keep talking about competition, competition, competition. I want to change that narrative to collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. It has to be about collaboration. We have to join hands, we have to work together to bring a positive change in the world.
Third goal will be reduced inequalities, I think, because there is enough in the world for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. So if we keep hoarding the resources, one third of the food is wasted, and that's why people are still dying of starvation. So the resources should be shared equally. So reducing inequality, making everything accessible to everyone. Some nations are at an advantage because they have more resources than others. So if we achieve that, I think how many of the problems will be solved.
I think I'm aligned.
So, when you said about it's enough of people's need but not for greed, I remembered which I studied in 11th economics, and I can relate when you said that we should change from competition to collaboration, because collaboration really helps students to learn more and change in their routine. And that was it for today's questions. And I would like to end it with your quote, which you said that a goal is nothing without planning. If planning is not there, it's just a wish. And that's it for today's. I hope you have a very
You're the last guy. So it's like
नहीं नहीं so वो last quote वाला फिर से बोलिए.
Goal without a plan is just a wish.
goal without a plan is just
Goal without a plan is just a wish, which is said by Miss Ritu ma'am. And thank you very much for coming in our podcast and giving a very much information about this. And I would also implement these things and tell my friends, tell my family and everyone about this. Thank you very much again.
Thank you for having us here. Even if we have been able to make the shift in the mindset a wee bit, I think our purpose is met. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us here and talking passionately about such an important topic. So I think if we start talking about it, a very good friend of mine, Vineet Panchi, says, "तुम बात तो करते, कोई रास्ता निकल आता." So we need to keep having these conversations. We need to keep having the communication channels open so that we can bring a bigger change in the world.
It was a very interesting and very engaging conversation and podcast with you, sir and ma'am. And I am very grateful to have you with us. Stay tuned with us on Speak.podcast to get more informative ideas and such engaging podcasts. Thank you and Jai Hind.